welcome. Hello and good night to yet another PLAMonday live from the Moe University workshop. My name, as always, is 88 to check, and like on so many Mondays, I'm sitting here trying to do some plastic model stuff. I had plenty of time today to prepare for the stream, so I hope all the graphics are up to date and the titles. As you can see, I'm still working on this 30-minute fantasy kit, this Rosen Lancer, where I plugged in two LEDs, one for the eyes and one for this chest piece, this translucent chest piece, some sort of like core that is illuminated. But now I figured out on last stream, then if I want to apply the rest of the armor, I have to like dismount those two lower legs. Hi there, welcome to the stream. Hello. To change this one yellow part. So yeah, a bit of an unnecessary thing, because normally this would be easily dismantled, but now I have to like remove all the parts and fiddle around with the cables once more. But this is a problem for later. This is later Ethercheck's problem, because today, first, of course, I want to have a cup of tea. It got a bit cold today, and for the rest of the week it's forecasted to have like plenty of rain, showers, plenty of thunderstorms. So that's not a bad thing, because nature really needs those right now. And I also might have some more free time from the garden project. So, and now I can also drink tea, because last couple days was a bit like too hot for tea already, and I was like thinking I might soon have to come up with an alternative beverage for all the streams. Okay, so what I want to do today is there are a few pieces of armor left in the runner, mainly the big ones, the shield and the lance. So this is the shield, and this is like the two parts of the lance, and then there is the stilt of the lance, I guess. And so this is like a one major piece. It's fairly detailed. It has some like bolts on it and some like lines and grooves. And it's a black, I guess it's like semi-matte, semi-glossy. Oh, this one came right off the runner. Okay, that's not a bad thing. So I want to try to sand this, and actually I've ordered some paints to paint this kit. There is no like, as far as I can tell, there is no like guide which colors to use. Maybe there is one hidden inside like a link, a QR code or something like that, because those are plenty in those instructions, but it's not like really spread out like it was with the Kotobukiya kits with Emma. But I thought, like, I have eyes, I can look at the pictures, and it's basically a fantasy figure, as the name implies. So I went to and bought some metallic colors. I've bought a metallic green. Maybe this comes in handy. Also, I have like a few of those boxes at least, and I really should come up with a storage solution, and I might have to look into this. There are plenty of like STL files that we can print, but then again, why should I print it if I can like easily buy it? So I have to look into this, if there is a fixed solution for those. Would you want to make your own colors on him? Yeah, I mean, I try to like go for the artwork. It's like a shimmery purple, like mixed with some grays, but let me see what I come up with. There is like a black color, of course. So let's see if I can put this a little bit up there. Do I need a keyboard? I don't think so. So there is a black color. And then there is, what is this? It's a German gray. It's like a German shepherd. There's mahogany. Mahogany. It's a fun word to say. Mahogany. Mahogany. And yeah, okay. Those are the ones that I ordered. This is like gray. Wow. Okay, but those are like different like brands. This is like the original aqueous color, and those are like the acrysson. So those are like two different lines of color. So I don't know if I can mix them. I guess I can't mix them like instantly. I have to do this in various layers. This is burnt iron. This might come in handy. Burnt iron. This is gray. No, black gray. It's RLM 66. Must be important. And then there are some blue shades. This is like smoke blue. This is some sort of like I guess somewhat translucent. Then we have metallic blue. Then I have this like awesome fluorescent yellow for the yellow parts. And is there something else here that I might? Yeah, so there are like a couple. Yeah, I bought a couple yellows for the yellow parts. Then there is a steel red. This is like steel red. You can tell about the redness, but I guess it's a cool color. But red is a bit of a stretch, but okay. Then I have RLM 75 Gray Violent. So all the best gray colors. And then of course I have my veteran kits that are mainly like a color palette for military stuff. So I guess they come in handy also. Those are like flesh colors. We don't need those. So yeah, I guess those are all the colors I might use. So we have like the gray ones, and then we have the blue. I want to incorporate some blue highlights, and those are for the yellow parts. So now I have the full table, but I don't need them right away. So I guess I will start with the shield, because the shield is first, it's an easy part to sand, and second, it's a big surface, so I can be creative. I mean, first and foremost, it can look a bit like scrappy, because it's a battle-hardened warrior, so to say. Is there any like indication how the? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so let's see. First of course, I have to break this free. Okay. And I guess this is just one part, isn't it? Yeah, there is like a mount for the hands and for the armor piece, but basically the shield is just one thing. Okay. So yeah. Well, let me try. So I hope you had a good start to the week, to the new week. I know I had. Wasn't a very stressful workday, and like I said, I had a bit of time to prepare today for the stream, so that's a nice thing. And I was also able to do some other chores. And also the weekend wasn't too bad. I gotta say, wasn't too bad. Why is my sandpaper so dirty, like full of gawk? Other colors. Let's see. So, and yesterday I was down here. I just got 3 packages from Hobby Search. 3 mocks about diorama painting model kits and Model Grand Prix June and Hobby Life Japan magazine. Oh, that sounds awesome. I had to a quick thinking about what a mock is. I was associated with like the Lego stuff, like my own creation, but then a MOOC, yeah, it's like a magazine, a book thing. I know, yeah. I haven't heard this term for a very long time. A MOOC. So yeah, I wish every part would be so easy to sand and to maybe paint. I don't know. But I guess a large surface is a bit harder to paint than a smaller one, especially with brushes. So I'm curious how this will look in the end. So yeah. But I also had a bit of time yesterday, and I was able to implement the wheel. Or at least I hope I was able to implement the wheel, the talking point wheel. And the June's Model Grand Prix went sale on the end of April. Okay. Huh. So the June magazine went for sale in the end of April. Huh. It's a good thing that I don't have to worry anymore for like monthly magazine stuff, because I could remember when I still bought, like, even in my childhood, when there was like a Mickey Mouse magazine and like those Ips, like basically comics, and you never could know when they had them in store in your local, like it wasn't a bookstore, it was like just like a kiosk where they sell all the magazines and like basically just magazines, lottery tickets, and some smoking, some smokes, some cigarettes. Yeah. And first, of course, they all had to be like imported from Germany, so nothing was like coming from Austria at this point. So even all the anime magazines they had there, it was always like, is there a new issue? When does the new issue come out? And for a certain period of time, I also did collect those like new type magazines, but it was the new type USA issue, because at least I could read them in English, you know. And there was a new type Japan, and of course this was a total novelty to have at the time, a new type Japan issue, until you realize that you just paid an enormous amount of money for a glorified TV guide. Because basically the new type Japan was, half of it was just a TV guide for Japanese anime that was on TV at the time. So yeah. Of course, this was before the internet, or at least before the internet was widely adopted. And yeah, I mean, the new type stuff also had the benefit of sometimes there were like small like gimmicks, like some bonus things. Sometimes it was just a magazine within the magazine, or a small manga chapter, but sometimes it were even like small figurines or model kits. Yeah, Mega Me magazine, it was like the more saucy one, like the more like, I guess you could compare it to a Playboy, I think. Never had those, at least never was able to buy them. But they had cool posters. I mean, I don't consider anything with a fold in it a poster per se. It's always like, oh, we have a poster included, and then it's like folded twice, and you, great. That's exactly what I wanted. A poster, a large sheet of paper with 2 folds in it. Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, but magazines are still around, especially for those like niche interests, like model building in general. I mean, at least that's what I'm thinking. You still can buy some model train issues, I think. PC magazines are not an issue anymore. They are not around. At least I don't think so. And even if they are not as common anymore. Back in the day, we had like PC, like gaming magazines with like CDs included, and you had some gaming stuff on it, some video games, freeware, shareware, sometimes malware. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I for all the magazines I had collected over time, I got rid of them, and it wasn't easy to do this. I mean, not from an emotional point of view, but like from a giving it to someone point of view, because those things have almost 0 to none resale value. Especially like the more common ones, like the German anime magazines, because basically everyone who wants to own them has them, or still has them, like collected. And so yeah, and so you can't even get rid of them for free. And to throw them out is a bit of a shame, but yeah. For some of the like Japanese ones, we even like cut them apart and basically sold them as individual posters at conventions, and this wasn't a lucrative source of income, but we made a few bucks. It was more like selling the whole magazine. It's like strange. People like to buy posters, but if you give them the whole magazine, they are like, what should I do with this? Yeah, last time I haven't seen here in Germany, they have free magazines about Freizeit parks, amusement parks. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, those like kiosks and like we call them Trafik here in Austria. Those are like sometimes pretty huge stores, and they have to fill them with something. I mean, some magazines. I mean, there are even tons about like cars, of course, and then all sorts of like basic hobbies. I mean, like living, interior design, gardening, like knitting, sewing, all this stuff. So that's a nice shield. I guess I will do the lens as well. Then we can just try out those new paints. And then I have to search for another activity because I have to let this dry. I still haven't figured out how long this has to dry, because honestly it dries up pretty quick, but each time I try to put it down a second layer after a short period of time, like half an hour, 1 hour, I still felt that it's not dried up completely and that I messed up the layer beneath. So I always try to have this like dry up overnight. I know at least there are at least 5 magazines just about train model kits and 2 about real trains. Yeah, so many magazines. I don't know how much work they put into those magazines, especially like with generative AI nowadays. If it's becomes more easily, but back in the day, it's a lot of work. And then of course there are those like magazines that were heavily advertised, where you just have to buy all of them to collect something. Back in my days, it was like little perfume bottles, or like mineral stones, or like coins and like money from different places. But then of course there were like the more advanced magazines where they basically take one of those like model kits and split them apart over like a dozen issues, and then you can build it if you buy them. And some of those models are really cool. It's still one of the, I guess, the only source where you can get 1 to 8 model cars. Because there are 1 to 8 model car, it's a pretty huge car. It's like, I guess, like over 60 centimeter in width. It's not a common scale for a model car, at least one that is not drivable, like RC car. And of course, 1/8, we are coming into a region where you can combine it with anime figures pretty easily. But the problem with those magazines is, first of all, if you really manage to buy them all and collect them all, it's a pretty expensive model. And the more pressing issue is that you can't be sure that this model you start at some point, it will be finished, because sometimes the owner of the magazine, like the publisher, goes bust, and then you're stuck with like a half-finished model. So yeah, build the Titanic. It's a nice it's going by so fast. Let me scroll up. It's a niche magazine for niche enthusiasts. I think if they really use it to make people yeah, that's true. Yeah, Italians made a lot of those. What about made by Panini? The first magazine is cheap, and the later ones cost twice the price. Often it's cheaper to build the whole model and buy the magazine one. Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you can buy those models on their own. I mean, I guess there is a way. Even now with the internet, you can basically search for everything. But back then it was like, oh, that's an appealing model that wasn't found in a store to be sold separately. Luckily for me, it was never something that interested me. I don't need a model of the Titanic in my room, or like some sort of car. I'm not a huge car enthusiast, so yeah. So I also made some good progress on the figure base. The second attempt of building it. almost looks like the real base. Kind of proud how it went so far. Still a bit of work ahead, but I can already see where this is going, so that's not a bad thing. Didn't had so much time lately to build something or to craft, but there was a little bit of progress. The old ones not, but with the modern magazines 2 years ago, I had a 1/8 statue of Iron Man that you could buy for €300 well from the producer. Oh, okay. Oh, but that must be a nice statue then for €300. It's not cheap. I mean, I could go have 2 decent scale figures for that amount of money. I guess it was like die cast, I assume, for that money, like metal parts. Would make sense. But yeah, Iron Man is such a classic thing to have. I guess there are even like okay. A battery out again. I don't know. Did I use fresh batteries last time? I don't know. Someone is coming down here at night, or not at night, because at night I'm here at the workshop. Because maybe when I'm at work, someone is coming down here and is draining my batteries. Huh. Maybe I have to look into this. Yeah, but thanks. Yeah, gremlins are stealing the battery. It's so annoying that this doesn't indicate when the battery is going out. like at least make some short sound, some before it dies. Just let me know with 2 beeps or something that it's now out, and it would be totally manageable. I can't even like always check the level. It's annoying. So yeah. Okay, so there is this piece of like inner part here. Okay, then I just press the lens together. Okay. Then we have 1 and 2. Does it matter? Okay. Oh, there is a end cap as well. Guess that's one where it already got away. And then there is this one here. Okay. So. So that one goes here, and that one comes here, that one goes here, and the end cap comes here, and then we have a wiggly lens. That's, yeah, and I will not let this attached. So yeah. So yeah, I was able to implement the design. Looks like something from us. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I never played Monster Hunter for very long, but at least I know some of the designs, mainly due to cosplay people at conventions, because it was a very cosplay like friendly thing to do. I mean, it was a ton of work, but it looked awesome to carry around. Is this like bent? Yeah, it looks bent a bit. Oh no, doesn't look so straight to me, but maybe it's just an optical illusion. So, so yeah, I might have implemented the spinning wheel. So I had the chance to try it out, and I now implement it here on the PC. So I don't know, when I do it as a host, as a like admin, it's a bit like bugged. But as a user, I tried it with my personal Twitch account. It worked. So you can try it if you type in the chat exclamation point and then spin. It might pop up and give us some talking points. I hope this works. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. There it goes. There it goes. Let's talk about the garden. In the Garden of Eden, baby. It's the Garden of Eden. It also should like disappear in a few seconds. And also there is a cooldown. So if you try this again, it should say that the wheel is now charging for like an hour. Like, yeah. And basically I had to use like, what is it called? StreamerBot, a program, like a third party thing that looks pretty competent from what you can achieve. But it's yet another program that I have to like run and prepare. So yeah, the garden. Okay, so now we can talk about the garden. So as I might have alluded to in the past, couple of weeks. So okay, let's start from the beginning. So I living here in a single family home that was that belonged to my grandparents, and for the last like I guess 4 years we renovated the place. And as soon as we finished with the house, I was able to move in. And the last thing that was remaining was the garden. So the garden consists of a front yard, and like parking ground for the car with a carport, and then there is a backyard, like a normal garden. It is not huge. I would say it's like, let me check, like let me calculate that I don't say anything wrong. It's like let me see, I can't calculate it. Yeah, it's like around 300 like square meter for the backyard, and if you count the front yard as well, it's not a huge garden. It's okay. You can basically do everything you want to do, but it's not like a real big area where you can't. It's not a Lion King situation where you have like everything the light touches is yours. It's just, you know, it's a small garden. I've looked about pictures of how it looked like before, but there are a few of those, so we can compare it when it's ready in 1 or 2 weeks. But there is no picture where how it looked like when my grandmother was still alive, because there were no such thing as like smartphones or digital cameras, and even if there would be, you don't make like pictures from your garden like for no reason. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah. And the garden was always like still, even when we renovated the house, the garden was always like kept in shape. So it was never like this where it is like a fairy tale forest where you have to cut it through with a machete. No, that's not it. My parents kept it in shape even while we renovated the house and nobody was using the garden. But there wasn't much to keep in shape. So it was just a plain field with grass, and in the back of the garden there was and still is a small portion where you can like plant some vegetables, like some you know, basic stuff. And we did this back in the day. We planted some salad, some fruits, some herbs, some radish, maybe pumpkin, yeah, strawberries, tomatoes, stuff like that. And there were a few trees in the garden, but all of them were cut down over time because some of them were like inconvenient to have, and also some of them got like sick, for better word, and you know, we cut them down. So when we started with the renovation, there was basically nothing in the garden. There was this like ugly shed where you keep all the tools. We torn it down, we destroyed it, we dismantled it, and on the same place we placed a new one. And also on the other side of the garden, like vis-a-vis, we mounted a little greenhouse as well. So to have a place to keep the plants that aren't like winter hard, like you can't keep outside during the winter. And this was all done last year in the late autumn. So we used the greenhouse already this winter, and some of the plants really loved it. They thrived even in winter. No, it's just a greenhouse. It's just a greenhouse. It's one of the cheaper ones, like small and cheap. So we measured the temperature inside, and it basically does nothing. Like the outside temperature and inside temperature is almost the same. So there is not a huge difference. Then we started to heat the place with a small like radiator to keep it above freezing at least. And yeah, some of the plants liked it, but others they died. So we had like a few like cacti, like those like you know, basic cacti. They all got molded away. So I guess it was too wet inside at some point, and they all like died off. So yeah. So we are still learning to get it. What's good and what's bad for which plants, and some of them did thrive better in the basement, because before we had the greenhouse, we put some of them down here in the basement, and yeah. My parents used the compost inside the greenhouse. Okay. I mean, we got rid of our compost stashes. We had 2 of them, but yeah, it's just not. We don't like actively use them because all the kitchen waste that goes straight into the bin, like the bio thing, and even the cut grass we pack into sacks and we give it away. So yeah. But I guess we will figure out what plants we can put there during the winter. I guess in the summer it gets really hot inside. Even now in spring, when the sun starts to shine on it, you have to basically open the window and the door so that it doesn't get super hot inside. Yeah. I guess we can plant some chili inside. I'm looking forward to this, to plant some chilies inside, because those are like, I know they can handle the heat. They might even prefer it. So, yeah. So, and yeah, so then we started to basically make the whole thing new from scratch. We started almost like 2 months ago. And the first thing, of course, was to get rid of all the old soil. So we basically had a huge excavator here, and they dig down like almost half a meter into the ground and drove away with all the old soil. And then we start to put some new things in. My main goal, or our main goal, was, because I do like a nice garden, who doesn't? But I'm not a garden person. I'm not a gardener, a landscaper. It's not my main thing. It's not my main hobby. I don't want to make this my main hobby or my main free time wasting thing. So the plan was to have it nice, but also like very friendly to the, like very user friendly, one could say. So it doesn't create much work, basically. So there was, of course, the need of an automatic watering system for almost all of it, so that you don't have to like water the garden all summer long manually with a hose. We might also implement some grass cutting robot, some automatic ones. Not yet. I still have like my parents, they love to cut the grass manually, but at some point we might do this as well, and we prepared for this already. And then, of course, we implemented a ton of surfaces, like stone surfaces where you can walk on, and also where you can put some benches there, and some like beds where you can, chill in the sun. with some umbrella holes and some, like maybe even a fireplace, like an open fireplace. So from the basic grass area, almost half of it got used for other stuff. So there is not much grass left over. There is still like 80 square meter of grass left, but the other areas got all like used up with stone paths, and also we have now light in the garden. Like we of course use the opportunity to put in some fixed electrical street lights, like little lights on the side of the road to illuminate the path, and also to make it look nice, because if it's now night and I look out through the window inside the garden, you basically can see nothing. It's just a dark hole. It's just black. You can't see anything. And then if it's illuminated, it might look nice. So yeah. And of course, normally you would achieve this with like some solar lights, but those are, first of all, those are mostly cheap and might only, you know, work for 1 or 2 seasons, and also you can't realistically only use them in summer. Otherwise the battery will run dry very quick. And so we now installed electrical wires everywhere. We have like 5 different outlets in the garden, like on every possible like corner there is an outlet, an electrical. And we also coupled the lights with a daylight switch, so when the sun is fading, then the light comes on. So our neighbor has a mower like this. That's always fun to watch. Said that if we ever get a Roomba, we should Japanese made headpiece. Yeah, I've seen people that especially for Roomba that put some cardboard cutouts on the Roomba itself. So there are like those anime cardboard cutouts, like life-sized characters, and they put it on the vacuum robots, and then it moves around inside the house. And you basically can do this by yourself. I mean, those print companies, they offer those kind of figures, so you can just basically put any OC or your own characters and just print them and have them cut them out. And we even did this for a convention. We had a standee, a life-size standee of a mascot there that we carried around. And so yeah, you can put them on a Roomba. I've also seen the Japanese robot maid replace a Roomba. Yeah. I mean, you could also buy those like cat robots that serve you food for the restaurants. You can buy this. They aren't that expensive, but they are quite ridiculous if you have them around in your home, because why would you? who would load the thing and this load the thing? So it doesn't make sense. But you can buy them. It's an option. So yeah. And this week, I guess we can't do much outside because of all the rain. And also we have to wait until next week when I have vacation, so that I can do the last major work step, that is planting the grass. Because we will use the already like rolled up grass. Because we don't want to wait until the seeds grow, especially for the grass. First of all, it is a pain in the ass to water them and to nourish them until the grass is has grown, and also it doesn't look really nice. It's always the case that if you do a large surface in this style that you have areas where it works very well, and then you have like areas where it doesn't work at all, bold areas, and they don't look nice, and so we opted for a already grown grass that you just have to roll out and press on and then water, and then it's fine. For collector's room, and then you invite your friends over and make serve them drinks. Yeah. So, and the thing is, if you do this by your own, the grass, only the grass isn't really expensive. Compared to everything else, the grass is very cheap per square meter. And putting it down is also kinda easy to do. I've done this like last year with the front yard, and yeah, it's a bit heavy to lift because one of this is like a big roll. It's like 1 square meter. It's 40 centimeter in width and has like 2.5 meter in length, and it weighs, I guess, like 35 kilo. So it's a bit heavy to carry around, and also we have to like transport it with our own like private cars, so we have like a limitation there. So I have to do this on 3 separate days, because even if we move there, drive there with 2 cars, we can only load so much payload. And yeah, and also you have to pick it up, because you order it, like the quantity you need, you order it. They harvest it like for you, like freshly harvest grass, and then you have to basically plant it on the new location as fast as possible, because it's just like a very thin layer of soil with the roots of the grass, and this dries up quite quickly. Also helps, of course, if you do this in spring or in late autumn, fall. So not in the most present summer heat. And so yeah, we do this in 3 days, and then we have everything planted. And after that, we are almost finished. We just have to clean up a bit. There is still our like porch. It's not a porch because it's not in the front of the house. I guess that's the definition of a porch. But it's a covered, a sheltered area on the backside of the house where you can sit and have a meal and just relax on a couch, like sitting accommodation with a table. And then I might to put in a small outdoor kitchen as well. That's that might be my birthday present that I give to myself. Not that I will use it that much, or at least I guess maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'm a fan of the outdoor kitchen at some point, and I will use it like in the summer months to even like cook regular meals. Because it has a gas barbecue thing, like kinda big, not like enormously big, but it's okay. It's sufficient. And then it has like a gas cooker on the side as well, like a normal gas top you would find in a kitchen. So you can put in a pan or a pot and boil some water, or like fry something in a pan. And then it has like a table surface, like a kitchen counter where you can prepare stuff. There are also like outdoor kitchens that come with a fridge and with a sink, but the fridge I find kinda pointless, because if I have to have first of all, it's like a small fridge. It's like an under the counter fridge. And even if I would use this for a party, like a barbecue, I would have to run the fridge prior to the event, like for 1 day, and to cool all the drinks, because I would not like have the fridge active all the time if I don't use the kitchen for weeks or months. So it's a bit pointless. And the sink is like, yeah, of course this can be used with like a hose, like a normal garden hose as a water supply. But then what's with the waste water? Where does it go? There is no pipage, so it wasn't like intended to be there. It's kind of a secret, a little secret of mine, that I will buy it and mount it. So we never accounted for it, and so there is no sink, like sewage. There is no pipage, and there is of course no water hose there. So yeah, kind of pointless. I have running water in the basement here, like cold one, warm one. I have a fridge here, I have a freezer here. So, and it's just you go down the stairs into the basement from outside. So it's not a big deal. So yeah, so we have to clean everything up. Last weekend we cleaned the what is it called, the carport and the glass ceiling of the porch. It's a bit of a Sisyphus task, because I guess after 2 days it might look dirty again, with all the dust, with all the Sahara dust and all the pollen that are around. So yeah, but I guess you do this for your own like personal and so that to calm your personal inner what's it called, inner voice that says, oh, you have to clean this because it's dirty, at least two times a year. Okay, so now I have sanded the shield and the lance, and I will just wash this few pieces with the running water I have and then I will come back and then I will try to put down a first layer. So let's see how this goes. Back again. Yeah. And so now there are like 2 centerpieces in the new garden, or like one could say 3. One is like the place where you can lie down on those outdoor beds that might have a nice fireplace installed. But at least one that runs with gas, because yeah, it's not as romantic as a wooden fireplace, but let's be honest, The gas one I might use like a couple times a year because I have to only push a button and the flame goes on. Because I have seen this with friends that they have a wooden fireplace, and yeah, it's kind of a thing to like chop the wood and store it and then have it and let it burn and like start a fire, a small one. So it's not my thing. And the second one is this huge flower area that we created with some like really like bee and insect friendly flowers, some counterpole to all the geometric baroque-esque garden situation. And the third one is kind of a small tree or a large bush, depending on what you want to call it. And hopefully it survives, because it's kind of huge. It cost a ton of money, and but it looks a bit stressed out today. It's a fairly common plant, not very like hard to grow, but still, I don't know. It looks a bit stressed now. I don't know if it's like the replanting, the relocation of it, or if it's just like the weather. But I'm not fully convinced, and so I hope this works out, because if this like dies in a couple like months, it would be a real shame, because then it's in the middle of the garden and you really can't remove it anymore. So you would basically only be able to chop it down and just, you know. It's like if you have a stain on your floor, you can just lie a carpet on top of it and just pretend it never happened. So yeah. So yeah, the garden might not be the most like pretty, like with like some crazy decorative things, but at least I was able to plan this on my own without like the need of a third party. And it's also like designed in a way to mitigate a workload, because at some point my parents won't be able to keep it in shape anymore, and I don't know how much time I'm willing to invest into it. So I might have to rely upon a landscape company that comes over a few times a year. But even then, I'm not rich enough to like have a garden person that is like constantly working on maintaining the garden like each and every day. And also, like, you know, the murderer is always the gardener, isn't it? Like, is this a thing in English as well? Okay, so I guess I have cleaned this up. Those crevices are a bit. So I'm now curious how. Oh no, I've already scratched it. The first scar is there. Might as well have to scratch it before. So okay, let's try this. Let's switch the camera. Yay. Okay, what's the base layer? There is an image of it where it's just like without any damage or without major paint. Like I can't metallic, the burnt iron might look good, and the gray black. I go with the gray black, and this is a second one. And then have this as a, what is it called? Steel red. Yeah. Okay, let's do this as a first layer and see where it goes. I guess I have to mount this somewhere, huh? Ooh. Oh yeah. What is it, this one? So yeah, the problem with a like lawnmower that is like automated is I guess that it has to constantly keep the grass very short, because otherwise it would not be able to move on bigger grass. Because it's basically just a very weak motorized vehicle. We have a very cheap lawnmower that runs with battery packs, and it kind of has a similar problem. Last year we sharpened the blade, so it has a metal plate. It's not just a string, but it has a metal plate, but we sharpened it. And if the grass is a bit like taller, then you can clearly hear and see it struggle to the point where you can even like choke the motor. And so yeah, but the robots are even like weaker, I guess, and so it constantly has to mow the grass, and this is not very like very good for the grass in the summer month. So it's very hard to keep it that short and keep it green, even with like constant watering. So let's see. I don't. The cool thing is I don't want to mix and match the colors. I just paint from the top. That's a nice thing to do. That's a semi-gloss color, so yeah. I'm curious how this behaves. So there is already a difference in the tone, so that's good, I guess. That it gets a bit lighter, because those parts are very dark. It's a black part, so if you would to have to paint this like in a lighter color, it requires a bit more work, I guess, because for something like this it would be easier if it's like a light gray, everything like normal model kits are, where they basically expect you to paint it, so they use like the least offensive color for all shades. So if you want to paint it black, no problem. If you want to paint it white, no problem. So yeah. Can you see it? Ah, it's a perfect shirt I'm wearing. Ah, it's like a gray shirt for a gray piece of armor. That's perfect. It's like camouflage. So this might act as our primary color. One could say our primer. So yeah. Oh, good night. See you next time. Yeah. Thank you for dropping by once again. It was a pleasure. And yeah, next one will be on Friday, full time, as by regular schedule. And yeah, have a good night. And have a fun week. We see each other on Friday. Bye. At the end of the stream, we also have to rate someone, because from last Monday, there was no stream on Friday. The counter is still up for the parts that hit the floor, but I did not rate last time, so I will do this today. And let's hope that no further parts fall down. But those colors, I know this smell. I can recall this smell when I started with garage kits like 20 years ago. I used like Gunzio colors, that is basically just Mr. Hobby stuff, like another brand, like the parent company or the former parent company. It's basically the same stuff, but with the difference that you were able to buy this locally, because, you know, internet wasn't a thing back then. And so it had the same smell, and from what I can recall, I was terrible at painting my model kits. But then, of course, I was a mere child back then, so I hope I gained a bit of experience over the years. And I guess the most important thing is that you don't rush the things. Let the paint dry for each step. The front part comes together really nice. I mean, it's better than expected. It's now a bit shiny. But I can totally see where this is going. So first part is done. Let's let this cure behind me on the bandsaw. Can clip it on the bandsaw, and can even have it like in the direction that it should technically go. Okay. And now for the lens. Does this hold? Barely. Is it better with like rubber things? Not really. I guess I have to be careful then. That's a good test structure for the armor, so it's not completely flat and has some curves to it. So good test object. Ah. Is everything okay? Yeah. We are good. We're good. So I'm wondering how the wheel is doing, huh? Maybe I can put a continuous counter on display at some point. I have to look into this, because this streamer bot program seems pretty competent for what you can do. And since I don't have any experience when it comes to streaming and hosting a stream, I have to look on all those different programs, and hopefully at some point I find one that does all the things, or most of the things I want and need for my streaming needs. Because like having all those different plugins for specific topics, it's a bit annoying. Also today I had a bit of free time, and I basically just, because this seems to be the only or one of the easiest way to do this, I created a Toshiko email address, a Gmail address for Toshiko, the like fictional mascot of Moi University, and I will just have her set up a Twitch account, and then I might be able to have her as a bot. So if you type in one of those like body commands, like weather or like tea time or spin the wheel or whatnot, or project, then she can answer you in character. That would be pretty fun to have a custom bot, not just the standard Nightbot or like Streamlabs or what it's called, like things. On the weekend I also managed to film all the green screen studio bits for the Nina review. So hopefully, if I have enough free time, and I guess if I look at the weather forecast, I might. I might be able to finish the review by the end of the week, because now I have the B-roll, now I have everything laid down in a narrative timeline, so I only have to do a few effect shots and some certain parts that are still missing, but other than that, it's a pretty finished product already. So there is the lens of the base color. The inner part of the lens I have to do at some later point, I guess. because I can't see shit here, what I'm doing. So just, guess I leave it as it is. And onto the bounce zone it goes. What's with the shield? How's the shield coming? Oh, it's okay. And now the stilt. That's a really great idea. What was a great idea? What was a great idea? What was I talking about? Didn't pay attention to what was I'm saying. What did I tell? So I guess I have a there is a like, no, it's not here. I don't know where it is, but there was some sort of wooden skewer. Oh, okay. Huh. Where are those? I know that they are somewhere. I guess it's in the back room, but I don't want to go there. Screw it. Ah, the chatbot. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was looking into this like when I started streaming, like a couple of months ago, and I was like frustrated because it was like not easily done. Like it wasn't a standard feature that you could easily implement, and so I gave up on the idea. And let's be honest, it wasn't in need. Isn't even in need by now, but you know, finally I caved in and created an account, and maybe it works because apparently you can link another Twitch account as a bot. So yeah. I might also have to look into a new chat like format, because I'm not satisfied with that one. Especially here on PLAMonday with this interface. Might have to look into the StreamBot program. Maybe it can host chats as well with like different interfaces. Because I never paid much attention to chat for other streams or for other people, but I guess the gold standard now is this version where the messages keep disappearing, and I mean they disappear here as well, but it's just like a wall of text where like it was in the old days. But now those like all the YouTube and the VTube people have like those chat where each message is a separate bubble, so to say. And yeah, this might look a bit sleeker than one big wall where just the text can appear, and if there is nothing, it remains an empty wall. So, but I did not find the possibility to display it like that. So yeah, I settled for the easiest option. Would have thought that this is like a standard thing you can like pull directly out from Twitch or something, but apparently when it comes to streaming you need like tons of third-party tools and plugins and little programs, and yeah. Some could even say it's just a hobby on its own. But if you just need it as a tool to present something, might not have the time to look into this. So now I'm reaching the point where I can't hold this anymore. Oh shit. Those parts are the most annoying, that you can't really hold and put on a skewer. Well, I guess I have to paint this on 2 different days then. Okay, another piece. So this one is still is wet in certain areas, so I will keep this as it is. Backside wet as well. There are a few little like imperfections, but with this one it doesn't really matter, doesn't it? Huh? It's not something that has to be super clean. Okay, so that's all the painting for today. Why did I have so many tubs here? The problem is those paints are a bit more like chemical based, so I have to use the thinner to wash out the brush. Can't do this with normal water, or at least not in the first step. I have to thin down the paint. So I guess I now have to dismount the legs of the skeleton. Of the was it called? Frame? Silhouette? Because it was called a silhouette. Okay, so I guess the brush is good to go. So now let's put this apart so that we can change those two yellow things. Where do I begin? First with the shoes. Okay, and I just I guess I might also like cut off those wires. Because let's be honest, I don't need the length. And it's a bit annoying. Especially if I have to reinstall it later on. And I have to solder a new wire on it eventually, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing right now. Okay. So now it becomes a little bit easier to work on. Where is the blunt? The blunt tweezer to have this come undone. That is what I was afraid of, that it's a bit hard to put those joints apart with the wiring running inside. Okay. So my idea was to paint the silhouette, like this main body without the armor, as a whole, as it is, because I want to try it. Because from what I can tell, people do this, especially with like miniatures, like Warhammer. So they paint the whole figure because they can't take it apart, can they? So they have to come up with a solution to basically paint the whole body and not just like all the separate pieces. So I want to try this. And I also want to try to remove this wiring here. It's such a shame that I didn't check the instructions. Doesn't help that it is so twisted. Okay, one piece done. A few more to go. But I guess that's the one that is the most annoying. We are making progress. At least I already know how to pull it apart, because I've done this so often now. With all the failed attempts to wire this. Okay. Oh yeah, so that's still one part, but I have to open this as well. It's on the wrong side. Gosh jolly. And there we have it. I just have to check if this is the only part that needs to be changed for the armor. Yeah, switch out this part. Okay. Right leg, and then we can just plop this on. Plop this onto here, plop this onto here. Yeah, okay, it's just this one part. But I still have to drill a hole into it. So let me check if what the wheel does. I'm curious because I basically have to go to my own account, and does it tell me that I'm on? Oh, why is it like? Oh god. Oh my god. No, I can't. I'm logged in as Moe University. And if I do it as Moe, I can spin it whenever I want. And it's kind of messed up because I set the command to have like a cooldown, but I didn't set the file itself to have a cooldown, because I could set the file also to have a cooldown, but then again, you cannot like really sync it up, so the file can spin whenever it wants. And if I do it now, I can just have because every time you type exclamation point spin, it basically will start the spin animation in the background, but the cooldown decides if it shows on the screen or not. So yeah, if you do this too often, then it might not work. Hole. Can I do this with the tiny drill? If I find the tiny drill. With the hand drill, should I use the hand drill? I guess I can do this. I have to get used to the hand drill. Can be a bigger hole. Doesn't really matter on this part. Let's check if this is okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So let's see how the hand drill does. I mean, that's not a really good hole. Gotta be honest. So I have to put this in front of the leg. So I have to be careful where to drill this. I guess somewhere here. Maybe I'm becoming a fan of the hand drill. That's super clean. I mean, you can clearly see the difference between those two. I mean, not so clear if I do it like this, but you can clearly see the difference between those two holes. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit more. So the one on the side here is drilled with the Dremel, and the other one is drilled with the hand bit. And due to the heat, it got a bit warped. And the other one is clearly better. Yeah, it's a better hole. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because you don't see it, but it looks better. So okay, we don't need this part, and we need this part. And now I have to put it together again. Oops, I used the wrong part here. It's tempting to use this middle hole. Okay. Yes. Yes. We can have this come from the front as it's intended. And then we put together the rest. I hope I know how to do this. I mean, I've done it a couple times now, but no. At least I have the other side as a reference. But then again, it's not mirrored exactly. Okay, so this part becomes a bit more challenging. Okay. Until now, everything is going well. So this is the complicated part. This is the complicated part. So this is the upper part. Okay. Let's try it. I have to run both cables. And I guess one from this side and one from the other side would be the best way to do this. Oh, okay, I see. How did I solve this? How did I solve this back then? I don't get it. Huh. Is there a hole? I guess I made a mistake, I guess. Oh yeah, there is. I recall. There is another tiny one that I drilled into the foot pack so that when it comes out it can go straight into the pack. That's better. Yes, okay. And now I can do this. Coming straight from the top. And one cable on the one side, one cable on the other side. And I forgot the... Forgot the, like, armor piece that is a bit annoying to put into place. Okay, third time is the charm. Third time's the charm. Okay, so now this is the front. Yes. And then I might have to put those in here. And once again, I want to move them from both sides. So that it's not as cramped inside. I don't know. My hand starting to acting up. I'm not sure if I can do this. That way. I guess I have to come from one side. Just one side is better. At least for this one. Oh my god. And then I have to lead both cables to this hole as well. So that's the magic fun here. And then I have to find a way to connect the two packs. Okay, one on this side, one on this side. Okay, that looks somewhat competent. Okay. Doesn't get any better than this. Because as you could imagine, I really don't want to snap off the cable. So now I have to rewire the foot. That's the easy part. Or not. Okay. Okay, now both cables are through. And we are good to go. I'm still not really satisfied how this works, but yeah. I guess in the end I have to test it once again. If it still works. Maybe test it right now, because, no. If it doesn't work, I can go to bed early, so. The thing I have to do is to establish a contact surface. Getting those cables blank. Guess this works now. And now I have to find the right polarity. Yeah, this one works, and this one does as well. Okay, so that's a relief. It works. Still works. So now the second one. It was fun the first time, so why not do it a second time? I'm just stalling for time. It's a terrible pun, isn't it? What did the Soviets do in World War II? They're stalling for time. Yeah, that one already broke, so of course that's easier. Good night, good night. Yeah, looking forward to Friday. I'm always looking forward to full time because it's my natural habitat, one could say. So yeah, thank you for stopping by, and yeah, see ya. I guess I will just modify this second leg, and then I'll also like call it a day. How's the shield doing? Oh man, okay. How's the lance doing? Not so bad, not so bad. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Oh my god. So, we've got to the piece in question. And now, drill again. Just simply hold this in my hand and... Fantastic. Fantastic. It's a fantastic job. Oops. Okay. Does this matter? Is there any direction? No, there is no direction to this piece. Good. Good. Again. Okay. So now, let's put this back together. Hooray. And let's not drop the pieces. Yes, okay. Is this? It's the wrong way. It's starting to getting late. So my concentration is a bit in the shitter. But I want to do this today. Because I want to move on from that state of the project. So the large cavity goes here. This part is easy because it just clips on. And now the second most annoying part. With an itchy nose. Isn't that the name of a character, like of an anime character? Itchy nose. I'm so lucky that those like wires are so like durable. They aren't the most flexible things one could imagine, but they are quite durable, so that's a win. That's a win in my book. Okay. And now the most annoying part, the mounting of the foot peg. Almost. Let me get this straight. Maximum concentration now. have both of them inside, but I need it like this. Okay, so let's have them run this way. That got better than expected, to be honest. So now, all I have to do is to reinstall this one. Okay. And we're good to go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so now final light test. Then we can cut out those few remaining armor parts and then we call it a day. We made another PLAMonday. We made it through, folks. How's that? How's that for a change? Yes, this works. It's great. And the second one, let's give it a shot there. No. I'm sure I'm not really on the... Yeah, works as well. Zubarashi. Okay, so now the last couple armor parts. There is a runner with like those mounting points for the lance and for the shield. I will just prepare those parts and might use them someone later or never, who knows, with those plastic model things. Ah, damn. Should I use refill my teacup as well for the last 15 minutes of the stream? Let's do this. Let's have it. A good cup of green tea. For the last couple times I can enjoy a tea down here before I switch to beer. But I guess it's not wise to drink beer during the stream. First of all, it costs more. Then it might not be the healthiest thing to do. And you all know that I'm a big fan of healthy like, what is it called? Healthy nourishment? Like, no, it's not the word that I'm searching for. Like food and drinking. Okay, so this yellow part is not needed. Also, those small parts might also not be in need right now, but we can use those. This big this pointy thing for the knees. Let's see. I'll cut out all those parts. To have him fully decked out as a lancer. This is one, like, this looks like one of those like old school doctor nose things that they had during the Black Plague. Is it like this, really? Or upside down? No. Okay. Goes like this. Well, but it's not the first one. The first one is this bigger part here. Okay, so we have to do this in order. Order in the court. Okay, with the larger part pointing upward. Yeah, on the piece we just switched out. Then this nose thing. Yes, pointy nose thing. And then the smaller part comes down here. Very nice, very nice. That goes here onto the shoe, and that's the back side of it. Whoa, what's this? That's not part of the part. I have to remove this. Look at this huge thing. Wow. So this is, how does this fit? Okay, here. I see. I have to clip this into place like a visor on a Lego helmet. Okay, now with the second leg as well. Then I have to also prepare those hands if I want to dispose all the runners. Let's also cut out those hands. What's with that gate? That's pretty ugly.
Nah. Can't even hold my nipper anymore. Okay, so now all the hands are also done. Is there something else in here? No. Oh, there are just like joints. Some spare joints, okay. I guess for the hands. So not confuse them with like nipped parts. Very tiny. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, but now it's empty. Oh, yeah, it's empty. All those like small side parts that don't have immediate use for. I wonder how people keep track of those, like real plastic model enthusiasts that have like hundreds of kits, how they store all those like extra parts and how they, you know, basically just keep track of them. If something breaks. Because normally with like a scale figure, you just put it out of the box and place it on your shelf and that's it. And yeah, I already miss one of those, so can't be. It's like 2, 4, 5, and there has to be 6. Ah, here it is. So okay. Should I put them together so that I don't lose them? Guess it's better this way. Okay. So now the last armor pieces and then let's call it a day. If you are watching, stick around for the raid. I have to gift some bits to a fellow plastic model creator because of all the parts that fell to the floor like last Monday. Today I managed to not drop a thing, at least until now. Stream isn't over yet and I'm still hard at work. Or hardly working, who knows. So, based on my build experience with this 30-minute fantasy kit, without painting it, can I recommend this? As someone who is also a novice when it comes to plastic models, I would say yes, because it's a very intuitive build. It looks fairly competent when it's done. I mean, maybe not this particular color scheme with like the black, because even if you don't paint this, it would be very tempting to do some panel lining, but with all those black parts, this might be not really possible. So, but the other ones, like there's a 30-minute fantasy line with white knights, basically, like in a white armor, and those look super good if you just like panel line them and maybe have them top coated. You don't have to paint them, and they still look great. So yeah. And posability on those kits is also fairly good, I would say. And the fact that you can customize them, it's also a nice thing. So yeah, and they're also relatively cheap. So if you're looking for something to build in a rapid succession, this might be worth looking into, to be honest. I mean, this idea with like job change and having different accessories so that you can basically change your job like in a fantasy, in an MMO RPG. That's a neat idea, but I don't know how many people will really do this. Would be interesting if there is like a game behind this, not like a video game, but more like a board game or like a tabletop, or an yeah, pen and paper, so to say. Yeah, so here it is, fully armed Lancer. Can do the infamous T-pose, I guess. Or at least should be able to do this. If I remove the armor here. Yeah. Might also do the split. So yeah. So this is the Lancer, and now it's up to me to paint him and make him look good. Okay. But that's all for today. I will now look if someone is online that I know to give him some bits and points. And then I will just tidy up the workshop and go to bed so that I can rest till Friday when we work again on the figure base for Yonkup. No, I can't recall the name. The Toho figure, the half human, half demon, or half phantom figure. So yeah, okay. Let's see if there is someone online to rate. Let's see. Okay. Ipo is online. Yeah, why not? Let's join Ipo, say hello, and then drop some bits, and we are out. So thank you for joining the stream today, and see you next Friday for full time and Monday for PLAMonday. Bye.